Our dogs know that our trail was directly across from our road, how we leave. So they choose to go straight across. You have to go through that machinery. That's actually exactly where our forest trail was. And there was CMTs. There was medicine, Secwepemc medicine trail. And if people who know the medicines, they're aware that there's some medicines here that we're lucky that, our people can access these medicines still, because so much of our land is fenced off. So this was eagle habitat. The eagles would winter in here. And right after, they cut this, and one of the first, winter variations that are hard for an eagle to get through happened here. And we found an eagle that didn't make it through the night on our main trail that we walked the dogs on. When we were on the 24/7 curfew, we had to walk just within a 5-acre property lot. So now we walk past this. We walked past this when it was a heat dome. And a lot of the small fir trees and a lot of other plants didn't make it through that heat dome. And our dogs were just puppies. Made sure that we walked them here early in the morning because it would be too hot. And you could feel the difference between having the forest cover keep you cool and then getting out where there's no tree cover at all, and it was just so hot. So people might think that there's like fire hazards, but wildfires aren't the only thing that's wreaking havoc, and we just have to find a better way to take care of our forests, like with our own controlled burnings. And there was a lot of big firs that they cut down here, and it's because they see it as a dollar amount. They don't see it as it's those old firs that the eagles perch in during the winter, and those perching trees are life and death for eagles in the winter time. And they're the ones, big fir trees with the branches still, so that they could take cover. The other, I think they're called roosting trees, the ones I'm talking about, the big fir trees where the where the eagles roost in the winter. So there was a number of those big trees and areas here where they would winter like that. What's that?
There's a grant going out there.
Oh yeah, we're here bringing the dogs out. We have a curfew, we have to be back by 10 p.m, but we like bringing the dogs out around this time. And there's a number of, we never gave consent for them clear cutting over there. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh yeah. Buzzards. I don't know. Look at eagles. No, those are eagles. Those are eagles. Any kind of bird. It's a migratory system right now, springtime. That definitely looks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not quite shaped like buzzards, but they're definitely looking to place to nest. See, this area could have been their nesting area for like years.
Yeah, this would be the first time if any of these birds that are traveling through here. It's just so sad. I see where the trees were, you know, we don't know how they migrate from tree to tree, but one thing I did learn about the settler laws and the bird laws when the settlers first came is it was the first laws that I learned from my grandpa's book, the first laws that interfered with our traditional laws was the bird migration laws. Like all of those, that bird migration act that says, you can't hunt birds around this time or that time, when we had our traditional hunts with the birds, and they're making it illegal or really limiting our cultural and traditional rights with our relationship with the birds. And our languages, we have names for all the birds, even if they're just traveling through, migrating through, we'll have a name for that. So we did have a strong interconnected relationship with the birds, and it's even in our governance stories as Secwepemc peoples. So yeah, I just already know how these banned resource corporations work. They just contract out their white buddies, and then they get this done, and they're trying to leave with the most bang for their buck, and that's it, and then they don't care about our community. They don't have any connection with our community or the birds I talked about or we just seen there, and then they're out. And then they think it's okay because they have consultants saying it's a good, viable business deal without taking into account our own Indigenous economies or our title and rights, like the value of the resources or all the natural elements out there that we have a relationship with. They deserve our consideration besides just money, about saving space for the forest, instead of just looking at it like timber, and knowing that there's medicines in our forests that could keep our people healthy, especially right now when our families are recovering and healing from trauma and intergenerational issues. There's medicines out here that help our families with that, and here there's a lot of different medicines. People who are local, they'll know this area, they'll know what I'm talking about. There's specific medicines here that you don't really find elsewhere, and if you do, it's fenced off, and a lot of our native people don't feel comfortable hiking over those fences. So these are some safe places where people could still harvest medicines, and it's on reserve land in this forest here. So just clear cutting and cutting these forests down, it's like more than just timber. We have to see it as something more valuable according to our own economies. Yeah, and even just being able to breathe in the forest air, especially like how stagnant our lives are, and just being able to get out, and us just pulling that long incarceration where we were just 8 months confinement and 24/7. just getting the lungs back exercised and strong again. And even our dogs, because they all got spayed, you know, a day before we were sentenced, because we didn't know if we were going to go to real jail or not. So we didn't know this, but they gained a lot of weight, so they didn't exercise and they gained a lot of weight.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye. You're fine.
Come on, Folly. So Folio, she had her cone on because she got cut, but she has her cone off. We took it off like 2 days ago. Yeah, I just heard rumors. They don't really tell the community too much, but heard rumors that over at that clearcut area that I showed earlier they wanted to do a mill for like, they're clear cutting our sacred sites right now. Yeah, the government, the province, they like to do this I don't know. They did it with when we were fighting the ski resort up there. They gave the bands a timber mill or lumber mill just to get the warriors off the mountain. And then all the warriors left off the mountain and they went and worked at this lumber mill the band set up that was not even viable. Like, it was never going to pan out, you know.
This is a clear example of what it's like down there. Yeah, see, this is a clear example of what they're cutting down here. Exactly like this.
See. Yeah, so whenever they want to get the natives to sell out, they just give them these mills, and that's, or people can't just sell out. And the sad thing is they sell out for just these small little one-time little cheap little payments just to keep paychecks going. And that's really violating our rights. Like, they're using our poverty at such a systemic level that our leaderships are buying into these cheap ass business deals that are just not even viable, and they don't last, and it's basically taking social dollars that's supposed to be going to the band and spending it so that they could be on salaries and stuff. So this is where we're going back into the forest right now, but see, all of that they cut. I'm not sure if they're going to cut more, but yeah, I don't mind it when they when they clear it like this, where they're just taking out and spacing the trees and stuff. I don't know how they're going to go in and take it. Usually you wait until it's ice, and then you could move those bigger logs without wrecking the soil. But yeah, I didn't like to see that clear cut we have to go by, and it's really, we don't know what they're doing. They already framed me for 2 assaults, so I never underestimate what they do to fuck me over. So then I just always, when I do have a feeling like they're doing something, I like to just get on here and go live while I'm going past that site, just so it feels safer for me. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Gonna sign off here now.